Hello everybody, Escav here, and welcome to a Terraria Calamity video. I decided to put myself through hell by playing Master Death Mode as a rogue. When I started this, I didn't realize I'd be eating my whole desk out of rage, so I split this up into two videos, and this is the Pre-Hardmode one. I get some wood and then begin to create the glorious Scav house, which we'll be holing up in later, I'm sure. And we put down some storage just so we can actually put our items somewhere, while also smoothing out the edges just so it looks nice. After that, I run out of wood because I didn't completely deforest the whole place, and decide that I'm actually going to do that. We finish up the house by putting some walls in, and then finally putting some torches in. I mean, look at that house. You can't say that's not the best house you've ever seen. We go to the right and get our disc herniated by a zombie. We open a chest, find nothing of use, and then find another chest, still find nothing, and find nothing from a third chest. We try to go down further and get pummeled by a worm.
Holy shit.
I create a set of cactus armor to prolong my life by about 2 extra seconds, and decide to start on an elevator. Eventually I find a house, and still find absolutely nothing. I almost died of 2 slimes before noping the fuck out. Since it's nighttime, I decide to make some progress on my house, and waiting until the morning. I explore to the right and get ganged up on by 3 eaters. I end up trying again, getting dropped down a hole by a worm, and then he slides in and decides to just gobble me up. I decide that I'm tired of going to the right, so I try to go to the left to find something, and don't really find much. I end up going through caves and find a mushroom biome, in which I die to a cochineal beetle. I go back down and get obliterated by a ghost. Try going back down again, die, find a railing, die to a trap, try to go back to the same railing and die to a bat, die from fall damage, start chewing off a corner of my desk after getting ambushed by 4 monsters at once, and then die to a trap that I didn't see the first time around. I try going for a life crystal and end up dying to a slime. I finally get the life crystal. I go down further to find some life crystals and a chest with some actual useful loot in it. Woo! Find another life crystal, and in the middle of my journey, I feel an evil presence watching me, which means I have to panic and start building a long arena. The eye spawns and I try to escape it, but miss my grapple and then get slapped by him multiple times before dying. I try to make some game progression and die again. I go down to the ice biome and die to a trap chest. At this point, I'm questioning why I'm even doing this, but decide to press on anyway. We find a nymph who decides to strangle us and then immediately jumps into the lava. I die in the ice biome again. I go back to a floating island and get ganged up on by 3 harpies, but narrowly escape. I go to the right, find the dungeon, and then jump on a cactus and die. I go back, find some thrashers, and find out that they can climb, which is terrifying, and then spend the next 5 minutes just trying to kill them. I die in the ice biome again, find a lab, and then get ambushed by a bunch of skeletons. I go after a life crystal, not realizing that there's a spider cave, and then immediately die. After many hours of very little game progression, we finally make our first 2 weapons. We grind for some flinks fur and get our first rogue armor set. I go down a tree to find a beehive and immediately die to some bees while trying to clear it out. I also encountered my first blood moon, which is terrifying considering there are 70 enemies at once. I managed to evade them mostly until I jump right into a drippler's path. I try to fight them again and then die. I create a suspicious looking eye and wait till nighttime to challenge the Eye of Cthulhu. Since I actually made some game progression, this dude was nothing and I took him out in the first try. Next I make a desert medallion and challenge the desert scourge. I start by getting hit instantly and almost dying in this fight. But this fight was easy and I took him down pretty fast. I decide to fight him again to try to get the rogue weapon, and this time I actually do get it. I start a small relic room and decide to make our 3rd spawn for the video. I make a small arena for Crabulon, the next on our hit list, and quickly realize that this is too small for this boss. I get hit a couple times and escape, but soon enough I get slapped by all the mushrooms on the map and I die. I spawn him again and then get immediately trapped. I spawn him in again and go to a corner and then get trapped and die. I spawn him in again thinking it's going to be the same, only to get slammed right into the ceiling into a pile of dust. I decide to get a new armor set and have to fight through an acid rain just to get it. I finally make my next armor set, and then foolishly go down to a dungeon before dying immediately to the dungeon guardian. I finally get to full health, make a bigger arena, and then try to fight Crabulon again. I get him to about 800 health and then die. I fight him again and corner myself halfway through the fight. I try to loop back around in my arena but get immediately pummeled. I fight against him again and finally beat him this time, but don't get the weapon that I want. So I decide to go against him again and actually win again. Actually getting the weapon I wanted this time. Next up is Eater of Worlds, and I made an arena that was too small and get myself cornered. Luckily I make it out of that and immediately die. I expand my arena, fight Eater of Worlds again, and realize it's too small as I fall right into him. On my next attempt, I get trapped again, and then split him off in about 4 pieces before I die. I get close in the next fight, but then die to all the projectiles that are flying at me. I dive one more time and then beat him on the next attempt, and then proceed to celebrate after that. As I place my relics down, the dread begins to set in for the rest of this run. I decide to fight the Goblin Army next and prepare by making a pyramid so I can farm them easier. I decide to upgrade my storage and then fight King Slime next because I realized I haven't done that yet, and then proceed to die while he only has 146 health left. I take a hefty bite of my desk and use the splinters in my mouth as motivation to kill him the next time around. I end up going to look for the Goblin Tinker and find him bound in the mushroom biome after a freaky night in there. I make some more housing and sleep the night away so I can farm the Eye of Cthulhu for some money. I mine Meteorite and get the Meteor Fist, and decide to test it out against the Eater of Worlds. Halfway through the fight, I end up getting trapped and die again. I decide to fight the Hive Mind next, and it starts out fine until he starts flying at me. I get it to 7,000 health before dying to poison. I die a little bit more than halfway through the fight on the second attempt, and then fight him again and win on the third attempt. I make the trophy room look better and then fight Skeletron and immediately stun locked by his forearms getting thrown at me. We take one arm down before eventually getting juggled and dying. After losing, I decide to fight Queen Bee next instead, and realize that my arena once again is too small and get dashed right into. I get better prepared and try fighting Queen Bee again before dying to poison. Instead of taking a chunk out of my desk this time, I just decide to make some more housing to soothe my anger. Next, I expand the Queen Bee arena by a lot. I get her down to 1200 health and then die. Next attempt, I get her to 800 health and then die again. On the next attempt, I get her to 36 and then die. After losing all my sanity from the previous attempts, I just decide to stop thinking, and this time I get the best of it. After this fight, I realized I should have mined for Aerial Light earlier for my next armor set. I make the Aerospec armor set, expand my arena, and then decide to challenge Skeletron once again. It goes better than last time, and I'm able to take out his arms this time. But I get him to about 60% health, and then I die. The next attempt doesn't go any better, as he fires a skull at me and obliterates my lower half. The next attempt is going well as I get him to 30% health, and then he grows his arms back and I proceed to freak out. I avoid a clean uppercut before flying right into Skeletron's hand. I get him to the same point before one of his hands slaps me right in the face. I decide to make some new rogue accessories and then try to fight him again, and this time we're able to get the job done. I make a new weapon and summon and decide to fight the Slime God next. This fight was going well until I got juggled by both slimes, and then while avoiding the purple one, a small red one decided to sideline me. After that, I decided to make my arena longer, farm the Eye of Cthulhu for more money, and then died to the Slime God again. On my next attempt, I finally split one of them into two, and then eventually die. On my next attempt, I split one of them into two again, and then the Slime God decides to fly in out of nowhere and smack me in the face. After dying to the Slime God one more time, I decided to do some more therapeutic house building. In the middle of this though, I accidentally throw a stick of dynamite and blow up half of my house. I fix the house and go back to fighting Slime God, where one of them decides to fly right into my face. What the fuck? Why did they... On my next attempt, I finally kill the red slime and make quick work of the purple slime to beat the Slime God. Fuck you, Slime God. I'm never fighting you again. I then start grinding to make a double obsidian insta-bridge, and then kill a voodoo demon which spawns the wall of flesh. Uh-oh. 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 Oh shit. May have had a wall of flesh. Uh-oh. I realized I needed more purified gel for gel darts, so I fight the Slime God again and then die. I finally make the obsidian insta-bridge and decide to use it.
Laggy as fuck, let's go.
Oh my god. Dude, my whole game just like, dude, I heard this weird ass noise and like my
I
almost
heard
crashed. I decide I'm ready for the last boss of Pre-Hardmode and throw a voodoo doll into the lava. As the wall of flesh spawns, I get immediately hit. In this first fight, I stay too far away and I end up getting sniped by the wall of flesh. In the second attempt, I try using a different weapon and I get beamed by the lasers again. On my next attempt, I get the wall to 40% health before dying. I fight the Slime God again for more purified gel, and I find out that the gel darts do a lot more damage with adrenaline and rage than I would think.
When you used adrenaline and rage, you got up to 7k.
My next two attempts against the Slime God don't go too well. Dude, those goddamn things that just slap me out of nowhere. I'm just trapped there, man. Eventually, I kill the Slime God and get a lot more gel darts to fight the wall of flesh. I end up flying a little too high during this fight. Ooh. What the fuck? Did I just get sucked? Oh my god, he does suck. Oh my god, he's sucking my shit. Wait, what? On the next attempt, the wall of flesh cuts my toenail with a scythe and I die. I dodged that! What do you mean? On the next one, I get him to 25% health before getting absolutely obliterated. Dude. I finally take down the wall of flesh, but I could not be any more upset. Thank fuck, dude. The amount of frustration that's just I can't even feel happy. I don't even feel happy about winning, honestly. I have never felt so angry about beating a boss in my life. After finally conquering the wall of flesh, I begin to bask in my victory, but also start to ask the question of how much worse can this really get, and how much of my desk will be gone by the end of this playthrough. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like this, please like and subscribe. If you're still watching, thank you for getting this far, and I'll see you in the next video.